Hi, good morning to one and all. Today we are going to discuss about some genetic terminology. Even in yesterday's class, we already discussed about some important terms used in genetics. Then coming to the remaining important terms. What is genotype? What is phenotype? What is homozygous? What is heterozygous? Generally, genotype means genetic makeup of an individual. Phenotype means physical appearance of a trait or physical appearance of an individual. Then homozygous means an individual with two similar alleles. Heterozygous means an individual with two dissimilar alleles. Then contrasting traits and alleles. Contrasting traits are the two alternative forms of a character. Alleles are the two alternative forms of a gene. At the same time, gene locus is nothing but the position of a particular gene on a particular chromosome. Simply, gene locus is nothing but gene position within homologous chromosomes. Then coming to the very important one, dominant character and recessive character. What is dominant character and what is recessive character? Generally, dominant character is nothing but the character which is expressed in F1 generation. The character which is expressed in F1 generation is dominant. For example, say when a tall plant is crossed with a dwarf plant. When a tall plant is crossed with a dwarf plant, all the progeny are tall. This progeny which is obtained by crossing to different parents is called F1 progeny, F1 generation. Here, out of these two characters, which character is expressed in F1? Tall character. Which character is not expressed? Dwarf character. So here the character which is expressed is called dominant character. With reference to the length of the stem, which is dominant character? Tall character. Which is recessive character? Then here what is recessive character? Recessive character are the character which is not expressed in F1. For example, say a tall character as expressed in F1, it is called dominant. The recessive character is dwarf character. Because here when a tall plant is crossed with a dwarf plant, here which character is expressed in F1? Which one? Tall character. So tall is dominant character, dwarf is recessive character. Very important term. What is dominant character? What is recessive character? The character which is expressed in F1 is called dominant, which remains suppressed is called recessive. At the same time, consider here the very important one, F1 generation. What is F1 generation? F1 generation is nothing but the progeny obtained by crossing two genetically different parents. The progeny obtained by crossing two genetically different parents is generally said to be genetically different parents mean Genetically different parents means parents with different genotypes. What are genotypes? Genotypes are nothing but genetic makeup of an individual. Genetic constitution of an individual is called a genotype. For example, say if a cross is made between a plant with capital T genotype, a plant with small t genotype. Here say this is parent 1, this is parent 1 and this is parent 2. Here both the parents are having same genotype or different genotypes? Different genotypes. Then the resulting progeny is having a capital T small t. This one is said to be F1 hybrid. Here this one is said to be F1 hybrid. So simply here what is F1 generation? F1 generation is nothing but the progeny obtained by crossing two genetically different parents. I mean the parents with different genotypes. Parent 1, here in this cross, parent 1 is having capital T genotype. Parent 2 is having small t genotype. If the genotypes of both the parents are different, then the resulting one is capital T small t. The capital T small t progeny is said to be F1 hybrid or F1 generation. Then coming to the next important one, F2 generation. F2 generation is nothing but the progeny obtained by selfing. The progeny obtained by selfing F1 hybrids. Simply, F2 generation is the progeny which is obtained by selfing F1 hybrids. Generally, pollination is of two types, self-pollination and cross-pollination. Self-pollination is simply called selfing. Cross-pollination is simply called crossing. Selfing or self-pollination is nothing but the transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma of the same flower. Cross-pollination is nothing but the transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma of another flower. However, here the most important in genetic terms, true cross-pollination is xenogamy. Generally, cross-pollination is again two types, geitonogamy and xenogamy. Geitonogamy is morphologically cross-pollination but genetically self-pollination, because geitonogamy is a type of pollination that occurs between two flowers of the same plant. As geitonogamy takes place between two flowers of the same plant, generally both the flowers are having same genotype, hence such a pollination is said to be genetically self-pollination. It is not true genetically self-pollination. It is not a true cross-pollination. Whereas xenogamy, what is xenogamy? Xenogamy is nothing but a true cross-pollination. It is a kind of cross-pollination that occurs between two flowers belonging to two different plants of the same species. Two flowers belonging to two different plants of same species. I mean two different flowers of two different plants involved in xenogamy. Hence xenogamy is true cross-pollination. In genetic terms, cross-pollination is nothing but xenogamy, but not autogamy. Autogamy means self-pollination, but not geitonogamy. Geitonogamy is morphologically cross-pollination, but genetically self-pollination. So here very important terms, F1 generation and F2 generation. F1 generation and F2 generation. F1 generation is the progeny obtained by crossing two genetically different parents with different genotypes. However, here in F2 generation is nothing but the progeny obtained by selfing F1 hybrids. Here selfing means F1 hybrids with same genotype. With same genotype. Here selfing means a cross made between two different plants having same genotype is said to be selfing or self-pollination. That is genetically self-pollination. For example, say this is F1 and the another plant is also having same genotype. Such one is said to be selfing. it results in the production of different types of genotypes. However, here this one is said to be F2 generation. F2 generation. This one capital T small t represents F1 generation. When this F1 generation is selfed, it results in F2 generation. Then consider another very important term commonly used in genetics, non-allelic genes. Non-allelic genes. What are non-allelic genes? What are non-allelic genes? What are allelic genes? Allelic genes are nothing but the genes present at the same gene locus on homologous chromosomes. Non-allelic genes are the genes present at different loci. The genes present at different loci on homologous chromosomes. On homologous chromosomes. Generally, the genes present at same locus on homologous chromosomes are called allelic genes. The genes present at different locations, at different positions, at different gene loci on homologous chromosomes are called non-allelic genes. Non-allelic genes. At the same time, another very important one. What is test cross? Another very important term. What is test cross? Test cross is nothing but the cross made between F1 hybrid and recessive parent. Recessive parent, very important. What is test cross? This is the cross which is made between F1 hybrid and the recessive parent. For example, say this is the genotype of F1 hybrid, capital T small t, say this is F1. When it is crossed with recessive parent, generally here capital T which codes for tallness is the dominant, small t codes for dwarfness, this is recessive parent. So here a cross made between capital T small t, F1 with small t, recessive parent is generally said to be test cross, very important. The terminology is very important regarding genetics. What is dominant character? The character which is expressed in F1 is dominant. The character which is not expressed in F1 is recessive. Then what is F1 generation? Progeny obtained by crossing to genetically different parents. I mean the parents with different genotypes is F1 generation. What is F2 generation? The progeny obtained by selfing F1 hybrids. By selfing F1 hybrids, I mean with same genotype. It is equivalent to self-pollination. Then selfing of F1 results in F2. Then consider non-allelic genes. What are non-allelic genes? The genes present at different loci on homologous chromosomes. Then what is test cross? The cross made between F1 hybrid and recessive parent is said to be test cross. Generally, F1 hybrid is nothing but the one having capital T small t. Recessive one means the one having small t. At the same time, another very important term, back cross. Back cross. What is back cross? Back cross is the cross. This is the cross made between F1 hybrid. This is the cross made between F1 hybrid and either of the parents. Either of the parents means either dominant parent or recessive parent. For example, say capital T small t, say this is the F1 and it is crossed with capital T or small t with dominant parent or recessive parent. Either case is considered as back cross. For example, say generally this is said to be one of the examples for back cross. At the same time, second possible back cross is when this F1 is crossed with small t. However, generally whenever this F1 is crossed with only recessive parent, that is said to be test cross. When F1 is crossed with only recessive parent, that is test cross. When F1 is crossed with either dominant or recessive parent, that is said to be back cross. I mean, generally this recessive parent is involved in back cross, which is also involved in test cross. So test cross is also said to be a back cross. Test cross is an example for back cross. However, we will discuss it in detail in further classes. Here focus on just terminology. What is test cross? The cross made between F1 hybrid and the recessive parent. What is back cross? The cross made between F1 hybrid and either of the parents. That is either dominant parent or recessive parent. Here always this is said to be the dominant parent, then this is said to be the recessive parent. The term back cross is applicable to the crossing of F1 with dominant parent or the crossing of F1 with recessive parent. But the term test cross is applicable when F1 is crossed with only recessive parent. Hence test cross is a type of back cross. Then coming to another very important term, monohybrid cross. Monohybrid cross. What is monohybrid cross? Mendel conducted 3 types of hybridization experiments by using pea plants. One is monohybrid cross, second one is dihybrid cross, third one is trihybrid cross. Consider with reference to monohybrid cross. Monohybrid cross is the cross made between two parents differing in single trait or differing in single character. I mean, Mendel selected 7 pairs of contrasting characters, 7 characters in the form of 7 pairs or 14 traits. Then here 2 parents used in monohybrid cross differ with reference to 1 pair of contrasting characters. They are similar in terms of rest of the 6 pairs of characters. Such a cross made between 2 parents differing in single trait is said to be monohybrid cross. Then consider the next important one, dihybrid cross. Dihybrid cross is the cross. This is the cross made between two parents differing in 2 traits or 2 characters. Monohybrid cross is the cross made between 2 parents differing in single trait. Here the parents are similar with reference to the rest of the 6 characters. Whereas in dihybrid cross, generally here this cross is made between 2 parents differing in 2 traits out of 7 pairs of contrasting characters. There is difference with reference to 2 pairs of contrasting characters. Then remaining 5 pairs of contrasting characters are same. Then consider with reference to the trihybrid cross. Trihybrid cross is the cross made between. This is the cross made between 2 parents. Differing in 3 traits. If a cross is made between 2 parents differing in single trait. Here trait means character. In this context, trait means character. 2 trait means true characters. 3 trait means 3 characters. So, if a cross is made between 2 parents differing in single trait or single character, that is with reference to one pair of characters, that is monohybrid cross. With reference to two pairs of characters, that is dihybrid cross. With reference to three pairs of characters, that is trihybrid cross. Trihybrid cross. Then coming to the very important one, what are the steps involved in Mendel's cross? What are the main steps involved in Mendel's cross? Here, before going to the steps involved in Mendel's cross, here cross is nothing but hybridization. Cross means hybridization. We are going to discuss a brief account regarding hybridization before going to the steps involved in Mendel's cross. What is hybridization? What are the steps involved in hybridization experiments? Hybridization is nothing but crossing two genetically different parents to produce a superior variety. Simply, hybridization is nothing but crossing two genetically different parents to produce a superior variety, or simply production of a superior variety by crossing two genetically different varieties is called hybridization. Hybridization plays important role in crop improvement, plant breeding program. Then what are the main steps involved in hybridization? As we already studied in our first year syllabus, hybridization or artificial hybridization or artificial cross pollination. There are several important steps mainly involved in hybridization, where the first step is selection of the parents. Selection of parents is one of the most important. Generally, which type of plants are commonly used as parents in hybridization? Generally, the parents are with homozygous condition. Homozygous condition. The organisms with homozygous condition. What is homozygous and what is heterozygous? An individual with two identical alleles is called homozygous. An individual with two dissimilar alleles, two unidentical alleles, is said to be heterozygous. So simply here, selection of the parents, the parents must be with homozygous condition. Then consider the next important step of hybridization is emasculation. What is emasculation? First step is selection of the parents. Second step is emasculation. What is emasculation? Very important term. Emasculation is nothing but, emasculation means removal of anthers. Removal of anthers from bisexual flowers of female parent. Very, very important. Female parent to prevent self-pollination. Very, very important. The main purpose of emasculation, very important. Hybridization or artificial cross-pollination involves certain important steps, where the first one is selection of the parents. Parents are usually with homozygous condition. Then emasculation. Emasculation is nothing but the removal of anthers from bisexual flowers of the female parent. Generally, it is necessary only in the bisexual flowers of the female parent. It is not necessary in unisexual flowers of the female parent. It is not necessary in male parent. However, here the most important, it prevents self-pollination. Emasculation prevents self-pollination. Very important. Then emasculation is not necessary. Emasculation, very important. emasculation is not necessary. Emasculation is not necessary in case of male parent. Emasculation is not necessary in male parent, as well as it is not necessary in female parent with unisexual flowers. Very, very important one. Emasculation is not necessary in two cases. The first one is male parent. Emasculation is nothing but removal of the anthers from bisexual flowers of the female parent. What is the main purpose of emasculation? It prevents self-pollination. Emasculation prevents self-pollination. Then generally emasculation is done with the help of a forceps and a needle. Emasculation is usually done with the help of forceps and needle. Very important one. There are certain important steps are mainly involved in hybridization experiments. The first one is selection of the parents. Second one is emasculation. Then emasculation is done with the help of a forceps and needle. Emasculation is necessary in bisexual flowers of the female parent. It is necessary in female parent. If female parent produces bisexual flowers. It is not necessary if female parent produces unisexual flowers, because in unisexual flowers there is no scope for self-pollination, because here the function is to prevent self-pollination. Self-pollination is possible only in bisexual flowers. So, if female parent produces unisexual flowers, here emasculation is not necessary. If female parent produces bisexual flowers, emasculation is necessary. If male parent produces bisexual or unisexual flowers in male parent, emasculation is not necessary. It is necessary only in female parent to prevent self-pollination. Then another very important step mainly associated with hybridization experiment, bagging. What is bagging? Bagging is nothing but covering of emasculated flower with a butter paper bag. Simply covering of emasculated flower, I mean immediately after emasculated flowers are covered with the help of a butter paper cover. That step is simply said to be bagging. Generally this bagging is useful to prevent undesired cross pollination. It is useful to prevent undesired cross pollination. Very important. Generally, which step of hybridization experiment prevents self-pollination? Self-pollination is also undesired, no doubt at all. Self-pollination or undesired self-pollination can be prevented by emasculation. Then here, undesired cross-pollination, unwanted cross-pollination can be prevented by bagging. Which type of paper, which type of bag is commonly used in bagging technique? Butter paper bag. Then after the bagging step, the next important step involved in hybridization experiment is artificial cross pollination. Which means transfer of pollen grains from anthers of male parent to the stigma the stigma of female parent. Very important. Artificial cross pollination, which means the transfer of pollen grains. This is the crucial step. This is the major step involved in hybridization experiment, which means the transfer of pollen grains from anthers of male parent to the stigma of the female parent with the help of a brush or blotting paper. With the help of a brush or blotting paper, transfer of pollen grains from male parent to female parent. Then another very important step, rebagging. I mean again covering of the pollinated flower in rebagging. Covering of pollinated flower with again butter paper bag. It also prevents undesired cross pollination. Bagging and rebagging prevents undesired cross pollination. Then the next important, after rebagging, the next important one is tagging or labeling. Then finally collection of the seeds. These are the important steps involved in hybridization experiments. However, they are the most important. Hybridization, crossing two genetically different parents to produce a superior variety. Important steps, selection of the parents. I mean, the organisms with homozygous condition are used as parents in hybridization experiment. Emasculation, removal of anthers from bisexual flowers of the female parent to prevent self-pollination. Emasculation is not necessary in male parent, not necessary in female parent with unisexual flowers. Then the most important, emasculation is done with the help of a forceps and a needle. Then bagging, third step is bagging, covering of emasculated flower with a butter paper bag. It prevents undesired cross-pollination. Emasculation prevents undesired self-pollination. Then artificial cross-pollination, simply dusting of the pollen grain, a transfer of pollen grains from male parent to female parent, done by using a brush or blotting paper. Then another very important, rebagging, again after artificial cross-pollination, the same flower is covered with the help of a butter paper bag. That step is also prevents undesired cross-pollination. Then, however, after rebagging, the next one is tagging or labeling. Then the final one, collection of the seeds. So these are the important steps involved in hybridization experiments. Then consider the steps involved in Mendel's cross. What are the steps involved in Mendel's hybridization experiments? Mendel's monohybrid cross, Mendel's dihybrid cross, Mendel's trihybrid cross. Here the first step is again selection of the parents. First step is the selection of the parents. Second step is crossing or hybridization. This is the second step. Then the third step is the selfing of F1 progeny. Then the final one is analysis of results. However, in each and every experiment, maybe monohybrid cross or in dihybrid cross or in trihybrid cross, Mendel followed certain sequence of steps where the first step is the selection of the parents, second step is hybridization or crossing of parents. Then the third step is selfing of the F1 progeny, crossing of parents or hybridization experiment result in the production of the F1 progeny. In the next step, the selfing of the F1 progeny to produce F2 progeny. F2 progeny. Then finally analysis of results. So however, what are the important sequence of events used in Mendel's cross, sequence of steps used in Mendel's cross, selection of the parents, hybridization or crossing of the parents, selfing of F1 progeny, then analysis of results. However, here the most important one, what is monohybrid cross? What is dihybrid cross? What is trihybrid cross? We will discuss in detail about mainly monohybrid cross and dihybrid cross. What is the definition for monohybrid cross? This is the cross made between two parents differing in single contrasting traits. I mean single character. What is dihybrid cross? This is the cross made between two parents differing in two traits. Okay, this terminology is very important. Read the terminology carefully before the starting of the chapter genetics. Okay, thank you.